episode 162. It should have been a podcast. One of the things I want to focus on tonight, so I can set the direction, is while I'm looking at all these primary upsets, which are very good, and while we take a look at that, and we go, well, the Republican the Republican ticket isn't as popular as the Trump ticket, but you got to go, well, wait a minute. Trump endorsed candidates are overwhelming, not every single one, but overwhelmingly winning in primaries. The other thing, the observation that needs to be made is that primary voter turnout is much higher than it has been in previous years. So I'll start there. Let me get thoughts from the
Ken
panel.
Paxton. Ken Paxton rolled right in there. I'm loving that. Rolled right over that John Cornyn guy, who was a goof anyway. I didn't like that guy.
Let's give him full credit for the most savvy political move we've seen this year, and that includes Trump's.
Trad, your mic's off. Trad, Mom.
All right.
Sorry. Hey, there she is.
As you probably detected, the rhinos with La Savita and Susie Wiles had this gun decked. I mean, La Savita is the dark lord of Republican consultants who really got fat off Trump's campaign as if he wasn't fat enough. All right. But he fancies himself as some sort of kingmaker, and he was running Cornyn's campaign. So the plan was, hey, blow the wad in the primary, keep it close with Paxton. We'll get the Trump endorsement. He'll demand that Paxton drop out, and we'll sail the re-election without any contest. And it would have worked, except once Trump announced the terms, Paxton says, that's fine. I'll be happy to drop out as soon as John Thune and John Cornyn pass the Save America Act.
Huh.
Yeah, but it didn't work out that way, bro.
Well,
the overwhelming majority of Texans wanted Ken Paxton and not John Cornyn because John Cornyn did not meet his metrics with his constituents that we wanted him to do.
Ding, ding, ding.
I fully understand that, but they ran every game in the world to keep that primary close. They even put Wesley Hunt in there as a stalking horse to siphon off Paxton votes, and it was successful. And they kept.
Wait. All elections are local. So when you have, we'll get into it more later, but when you have this massive influx of influence from other states, from other countries, from other countries, we can talk about how they can or cannot. Mostly, they cannot influence. It comes down to the voters in that primary district. All elections are local, and so when you look at Cornyn, when you look at Massey, they overwhelmingly looked at their choice in the primary and said, "Screw you! I've given you 14 years or 18,
That's right.
and you haven't made my life any better.
24 years,
right.
You haven't done anything." And in fact, Cornyn had the bad taste to vote for gun control.
He did.
Yeah.
Someone told me they spent $90 million fighting Republicans. $90 million.
Edward, he spent that in a primary.
I know. You find that just outrageous? I mean, that's just unbelievable.
Don't you think that some of that money could have been used to help redistrict South Carolina, or the RNC could have used that money for something else? But no, John Thune was more than willing to bankroll his buddy to plaster the airwaves with negative crap about Paxton 24 hours a day. And you know what? Obviously it kept it a lot closer than it would have been because Paxton only won 65-35.
Trad, let me pull you into this. What are your thoughts on all of this on the opening of the show? Trad Mama?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Okay, sorry. The sound cut out, and I was like, wait, what was the last things they were saying?
It was brilliant. I can promise.
So okay, so we were talking about the Trump endorsed candidates, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes,
Okay,
and
that's what.
that all elections are local, no matter how much money you pump into it.
I know, absolutely. Don't get me wrong. There are some exceptions to the rules, like in the case of what's going on with Herrera down in Texas, because a lot of what's pushing his campaign, while yes, it's local voters, a lot of what's getting the vote out about him is the fact that he's got this massive YouTube audience that goes online and posts the memes and posts the information and makes it really, really, really publicly known that these things are going down. So even locals who may have missed something, if they're online at all, they're going to see it, you know? So, but that's, again, that's an exception to the rule, not the norm.
Mhm.
Um, I think no matter what this all boils down to is that Trump has a winning streak right now with these candidate endorsements, and no matter how much money people are going to throw at these guys, an endorsement from Trump is almost at this point it's almost a guarantee that you're going to win.
Yeah. And by
This
the
is
way, hi, Trad Mom. Been a while.
Oh, yeah, it has been.
Yeah.
this is fundamentally different from the Tea Party. I've heard a lot of people going on about how, wow, this is the new Tea Party, and I said, oh no. These
Oh,
people have got teeth. Well, what do you mean
Hmm.
by that? I said, why don't you list for me the incumbents that the Tea Party knocked off?
right.
And
Yeah.
the answer is
The Tea Party,
none.
Tony Katz being one of the members, I don't know if you know this, and speakers of the Tea Party, they were very quickly disassembled by Paul Ryan. And the lesson learned,
And Mitch McConnell. Yeah.
and the lesson learned was, you know what, we're not doing this anymore. We're not playing by your rules. We're playing by our rules, and the fact that we know how to use primaries now. And we are going to primary every last one of you who doesn't listen to the voters.
Who
And you
doesn't
say,
listen? That's
and you
exactly
say,
right,
well,
Sean.
I'm going to oppose Trump on pick a subject,
Who
Yeah.
cares?
right?
Yeah.
Spending. Spending's a big one. And we're like, no, you're not going to oppose him. You're fired.
Yep.
We voted for Trump. We didn't vote for you to oppose Trump. We voted for you all to do what we asked you to do. And that's, I think, what you're seeing largely here.
I have a
29
nomination
discussions.
for the dumbest 6 rhinos in the Republican Party. And I mean, that's a really high bar, but I think we've identified them. Those are those 6 South Carolina state senators who crossed over to protect Jim Clyburn's seat in South Carolina on the final vote, because South Carolina had completely gone through the process to redistrict the map and be done with Clyburn forever and make it an all red state. And 6 rhinos folded and fell on their sword to preserve Jim Clyburn. For what reason, I have no idea. But it will cost them their jobs. It absolutely will.
No, and
And
I think Indiana shows you this, and I've told, I think, most of you my personal anecdote from Indiana being that whether it was just the voters of Indiana, right? It wasn't the senators that were holding up the redistrict, but the voters were like, we don't want to really reward the Republicans with 2 extra Indiana
Right.
seats because the Indiana Republican Party has done nothing but raise taxes faster than a socialist ever could over the last 40 years in Indiana. But they looked at this primary and said, I'm going back to what I just said, is that we voted as in totality for Trump's Agenda 47. And you guys are obstructing it. So you're fired.
And the way that your favorite radio host describes this as at first he wasn't really into the idea about redistricting, but once he saw Newsom weaponize California, he said, "Okay, so this is the game, and if the game is on, or as other people have said, if we're in it, we got to play to win it." And the Indiana Rhinos did not adjust.
No, no, and a lot of them got fired.
Yeah, have you heard anything about that last seat? I know it was 3 votes. I haven't heard anything either. I'm keeping an eye on that. I want that Rhino out. All right.
Well, that brings me to what I would hope our Canadian friends will do in Alberta is just stop listening to the government. Vote Alberta, Albertans, just go vote in person, and say we're leaving the country. We're out.
Yes.
We quit.
It's
And Ottawa could scream and wail and gnash their teeth. Trump will support it. You'll be fine. Just Alberta, just vote. Go vote. Go do it.
Yeah, once that card's laid, the rest of the provinces are going to follow suit anyway. So, I mean, the whole country is just a dumpster fire today because of liberal United Nations / rule. Yeah, I think we're pretty much on our last legs, on our way out. Trump's seen that coming from, a mile away, and no one wants to talk about the marketing boards here. The socialist, well, it's a socialist government, always has been for quite some, I don't know how many decades now, at least 4, 5. And so, and you know what? That was the biggest problem that Trudeau couldn't explain to Trump, about the pricing and everything. He didn't know anything about the marketing board because he's a dum-dum. Why would he even go down there? I don't know. But anyways, yeah, people that know, and we're on our way out. Thank goodness.
Well, to back up what you're saying, the Canadian government, even if it pretends to be some sort of democracy, it's not.
No,
And
it's not.
it's based off.
Colony.
It's really based off of the royalty from Great Britain,
What is
where
colony?
it's a two-party system or two-class system with royals and serfs.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, and no one wants to recognize that we're still having the king. Now we always gripped and they always said, "Well, the king has limited power." No, he doesn't. He has full power. You dumb
No, he
idiots.
doesn't. No.
Yeah,
So,
power.
Edward, submit to your king.
I know. But Canadians, and that's why I don't go on very many Canadian spaces or podcasts or anything else because they're idiots. Most of them, they don't even know who rules the country. That's
I
so
think
sad.
they're also afraid of Tarvington.
Of what?
Is it Tarvington or Tarleton, Edward? John?
I don't recognize that name. I don't recognize it. However, I got to tell you the story while we're on
No,
this.
it's the British commander who said, "Well, if you just loosen the rules, I can win the war."
Tavington. That's him.
Tavington, you said?
The guy who shot Mel Gibson's kid.
Well, that's the character, but the swamp.
Right. But then when Mel looks at him, he compassionately says, "Stupid boy." Yeah, that's Tavington. Yeah.
I got you now. But that's it's a part of history I follow more of the fighting Irish and what they did by stealing the crown from the kings under the throne and kept it for 700 years. That was a terrible fight that Scotland, get lost. They weren't fighters, not like the Irish. So I follow that because they dictate the tone. They are the thermostat, not the thermometer. And I like the guy that's controlling the room's heat, not the one just going up and down in temperature with the guy controlling. I like the thermostat guy. I'd follow them, not Scotland.
Look, I have I don't know what you call it, but I like the ginger women, so I'm okay with.
That's all three. That's England, Scotland, Ireland, German, Italian. That's all of them.
William Wallace would like a word, Edward. All right.
William Wallace, I'm loving on William Wallace. Now, don't get me wrong, because I am the Orangeman. I would say, as far as the Irish go.
You can watch him. You can watch him in the United States every day now.
Why every day? Orange Man.
Yeah.
Funny.
I mean, I understand William Wallace had orange hair too. At least that's the rumor.
I don't know if he did or not. I couldn't tell you that, but yeah, we have to get that. It's more gold in America today for hair color, and that's Trump, Golden Boy. Hey, I just interrupted Trad wife. I didn't even, sorry about that. And it's
No, I want to get her thoughts. What's your thoughts, Trad?
What, on red hair?
on anything that the boys have just been talking about. We've got an intellectual woman.
I'm sorry, I'm just,
and we would like to hear her thoughts.
Of course, JD's comments are the most interesting, so you can rebut those first.
Oh my goodness. So, dang it. I'm sorry. I'm having a little tech issue on my side. Come on, just close out. Sorry, I was trying to repost the links to this on X. So I'm dual screening here, and I'm like, good grief.
I got the mention. You posted it.
All right, awesome. Good. I wanted to make sure that was working.
I can't even do that.
It worked.
Yeah. Oh, good. So going back to the topic at hand. So I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this without just repeating what y'all were saying. Essentially, well, yes. The Canada itself, obviously, your guys' leadership is, I don't want to say the word. There's a specific word we have in my language for what your government is right now. But yeah, communist. There you go. Well, I was going to use a Spanish word for it, but I was like, I don't want to use the word and end up swearing. So I'm trying to be ladylike here. So I'll just say communist. Better word for it. Communist.
I'm trying to figure out that Spanish word, but go on.
Weren't the Castros of Spanish extraction? Fidel and that?
Yes, I believe so.
There was a young lady today claiming to be Fidel's daughter who said that Justin is her brother.
Half brother. You're right.
Half brother. Yeah. No. So here's the thing. And yes, the Spaniards do still have. Obviously, the Spaniards still have ties to like so many of obviously most of South America, as well as some of our islands with Cuba and Puerto Rico and things like that. And as a Puerto Rican speaking here, like Puerto Rican by race, not by national origin. But the fact of the matter is that you can still see a lot of those communist ties to a lot of these Spanish countries, Spanish territories. The one exception to the rule is Cuba, because while the government is communist, the people don't want to be. They sure as hell don't want to be. In fact, many of them, when they come over here, they're some of the best red voters we get. Because they know the dangers of communism. They've seen it firsthand with their own eyes, and so they tend to vote very red. Now, going back to what you were saying about the redheads and the blondes, yeah, we're going a bit blonde in the country, but you still got your redheads popping up here and there. I mean, I think it's one of those trends that's going to keep kind of popping up here and there.
It's just for me that listen. It's a problem I have with the ginger girls. They're
all crazy. They're all crazy.
Every time. Like they literally put me into bankruptcy every time.
Yeah, no. They're no. What's worse is if you get an amber. If you get an amber, that's also a redhead. Run for the hills.
Listen, if I ever start dating again, it's been 6 years. If I ever start dating again, I'm just gonna send you pictures, and you can tell me yes or no.
Okay, absolutely. Hey, I have no problem with that. My big 3 rules: don't date an Amber, don't date an Ashley, and don't date don't date an Amber, don't date an Ashley.
No, you forgot a name. Everyone named Tiffany is like they're the devil.
Yes, no, I was going down the list. There's a handful of them. No, never date an angel, because an angel is never an angel. Angels are never angels. They are devils.
Paul,
What's
you
an
want
amber? I
to
don't even know
jump
what
in
amber
here?
is.
You got me.
You don't know what you've never met a woman named Amber that's crazy?
Oh, yeah. Aren't they
An
strippers?
Amber.
They're stripper names.
Every woman I've ever met with the name Amber is crazy.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Come on, we've even got a famous Amber that's crazy.
Which one? A famous
Amber
one?
Heard.
Oh,
Amber Heard.
yeah. Oh my God.
Yes.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Oh, didn't she shit on Johnny Depp's bed?
Yes,
She
Yeah,
did.
She
Yes,
did.
she did.
And Paul, strangely enough, on Edward's live last night, we were talking about that, about how we think we had her call our broadcast because she took a dump in the middle of their dinner table while we had her on the air. Right, Edward?
Oh my God. Yeah, well,
So I gotta say, in law enforcement, our rule was never date a girl from 9/11, never date a girl from 7-Eleven, and never date a girl that you worked with on shift.
You
Good
know what?
rule.
Good rules. Good
Well,
rules.
those are good rules, but rule number 3, never date someone you work with, is
Mhm.
broken so often.
Oh yeah, it's like the worst.
yeah, because
And
everything's different. We're different. That'll never happen to us. We're so different.
Well, no, it happens. It happens at a lot of. I mean, the most common one. I mean, at least from my personal experience, the most common one is the military. You know,
Oh,
people within the military dating within the military. That happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
wow. Yeah, and you know what? Never date a redhead, Sean.
Listen,
Kidding.
I'm living proof that it will make you live like a hermit.
Done, been there. Yep, I know what you're saying.
Guilty. Yeah.
Oh, the three of us. Oh my God.
Oh,
What do we seem to have?
yeah. No, listen, but like I'll be driving by and I'll see one walking down the street doing her stupid their underwear, yoga pants. It's underwear.
Yoga pants.
Like,
Yeah.
I need to stop and ask her if she needs help, and I just thank God my car keeps going.
Thank God it's right, because you don't want to go through that blender again. I'm telling you. Oh my goodness.
All right,
No,
let me pivot. We can make fun of the ginger people all day long. I have obviously
Daywalkers.
have a love.
Daywalkers.
I obviously have a love for the ginger women. That
Yeah.
being said, can I ask you guys if Vladimir Zelensky is still the unelected dictator of Ukraine?
Well, yes, he is.
Why is he sending love notes to Trump in Congress today? In fact, he did.
Didn't know
Because
he
he
did.
wants more money.
Because he's
Yeah, because he
about
wants
to
more
lose-
money.
Yeah, good answer.
He's about to lose the war, is why.
Yep, he wants more money for quote unquote weapons.
No,
So I think we
he's
should.
about to lose the war.
Yeah, someone's about to take him right out of power. I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
what they're going to do with the guy, but yeah, he's almost distant memory now.
I mean, I remember Edward the Longshanks. This guy'll take over the whole country. I mean, that's Zelensky thinking about Putin.
I love that.
Oh my God! I just
Yeah,
read something in the comments. Did you see that comment?
I know.
Take
His
over
cocaine is
everything.
running out. I seen
His
that.
cocaine's running out. That's hilarious.
Angry
Listen,
Vulcan's awesome.
Angry's in the chat, and he says the cocaine's running out, and obviously Starmer and Macron are going to get cut off. So, and so
McCrown.
Zelensky's worried about his pipeline.
Yeah. Is there a
You saw that
pipeline?
video where they had the cocaine bag on the table, right?
Yeah. Well, we've heard this
I mean,
story.
those guys were on a conference call. There was a bag of cocaine on the table.
Really? No, I
Yeah.
did not know that. No.
You're
Yeah.
Edward. You're behind the information iron curtain.
I know. That's why I tune into the Americans here so I can get caught up to speed of what's really going on in the world, not the CBC dumpster fire we have here, with all the nonsense.
Why do you think Macron had those dark glasses on? That wasn't from drinking champagne.
What was that from, by the way?
He was hungover
Oh,
from drugs, from coke.
I would not doubt that. I think it's good. Yeah, I would not doubt that for a minute, but I think we're talking crack cocaine with that guy, not just coke. And if you
This
pardon
was
me,
white powder, white lady for those guys. See
correct.
you,
Oh,
MAGA Canadian
I'll be back in one
dude.
second.
All right.
I'm
All
not.
oh,
right.
he's got to get a snort.
Yeah, I got it. No,
Okay.
actually, I got to get my coffee. I forgot my coffee. You guys are drinking. I forgot mine.
Refreshment break for the
Uh,
Canadian dude.
yeah.
All right.
Well, I think you guys are headed in the right direction. That obviously this is another push for funding for weapons. But
Sorry, I just
here's what I see out of Zelensky though is desperation. And you don't see that out of other world leaders. You don't see Putin making public requests, like absolutely public. I'm posting this on the internet. I'm posting it on X and Facebook, and
Mhm.
Putin's just like, listen, I can do this all day long. Come at
Mhm.
me, Zelensky. Come at me with your CIA drones. Come at me with your all the stuff you have. Gus, keep coming. Eventually, America is going to lose interest with you, and they will stop funding you.
I mean, the fact of the matter is the attention span of the American populace. I mean, not to drag anybody, but I mean, this is the honest to goodness truth. We have a very short attention span when it comes to stuff in the news. You know, if it's not constantly there or we're not constantly getting fed it, it's like it's here and then it's gone.
All right, no, totally agree. And one of the fundamental comments Vladimir made was, "Well, we understand the Iranian war is going on. We can
Mhm.
provide much assistance in this." It's he's trying to prop him up as he's an unelected dictator at this point, but he's trying to prop himself up as somebody that can be useful in the global ecosystem, and he cannot. He just can't.
Mm-mm.
I'm skeptical. I find him to be completely useless at this point.
Honestly, he's what we call there's a terminology that my mom used to use, but it means like the snake crawling in from under the bush. Like you don't it makes its presence known, but then when threat comes, it hides under the bush. There's a Spanish saying for it, but I don't remember it all. I'll just give you, like I said, I give you the translation. It's the
Yeah.
snake that hides under the bush and it comes out and it makes itself all big and scary, but when something bigger and scarier comes along, it crawls back under the bush.
Paul, just a rough guess. How long do you think Vladimir Zelensky can
Vladimir.
continue the charade? A
Um,
year, 2
I would
years?
say no. I would say 18 months, and he's done.
Not even, I don't think.
You
Oh,
know,
No,
what do you
I
think
agree.
about-
Less than a year. I call less than a year.
Yeah, I'm thinking within 6 months out. That's my thoughts.
No,
And by the way,
I don't know, Edward and Trad. I gotta say, this is a behemoth, and it's going to take a while to affect change, and I think it's going to take 18 months at minimum to affect that change. The CIA has, I know they're working in.
Nope.
Hey
No,
Paul,
we did not.
I'm gonna stay away from that. Okay.
We don't
yes.
want to. We don't want to do
Yeah,
that.
careful, careful.
We don't wanna
Careful,
do that.
careful. None of that. None of that.
But 18 months. That like, all right. That sounds realistic. If you look at just the brutal World War I trench warfare,
Right.
and that Russia is able to continue doing this for at least another 3 years,
They'll
whether
do
anyone
it.
likes it or not.
They'll do it
And
as
Ukraine
long
cannot-
as they have to do
And
it.
Ukraine cannot.
They don't care.
Well, and that brings me to, and I talked to you last night briefly, John, about now all of a sudden Russia is bringing out modern technology
Yeah,
with
how about that?
hypersonic missiles. They're
And
not.
it's like how
They say,
Jesus.
"Hey, we threw all of our Cold War shit at this, and we still have a whole lot more to throw at it." But
Yeah,
by the way, Zelensky, Mach 5 missiles.
I like
Not
the
what
putting
yeah.
on the Ritz comment. That's good because that's right in tune with what I'm going with. If things stay the same as they are right now, yeah, 18 months. But I'm telling you, it's going to be fast and furious change in the European Union. It's not going to be slow. It's going to be quick and fast. Just like
Not necessarily, Edward. Never underestimate the power of inertia in human affairs.
uh-huh.
And Zelensky's dug in, and the master stroke, if I may, was the Orange Man getting Europe to pay for the weapons.
Wait. I
So
just saw. I just have to stop everybody. Says this needs to be a song lyric. I need to load it in the Suno. Angry Falcon says in 2 comments on the download they know Putin on the Ritz. I need to make that into a dance song with Suno.
okay, but the point being is that what the
Putin
Europeans
on
have
the
always
Ritz.
been willing to do.
Well,
The Europeans are always willing to throw our money at people, the support money that we've sent them while they do nothing. And it's provided a sort of anesthesia over the continent about this. So he's getting his weapons procurement. The defense contractors are happy. The arms are being shipped and all that, and they're using them. And so that's why there's no pressure right now. So Putin is taking the opportunity to ramp it up and go ahead and take the whole nation, which is I think what he's going to end up doing, and everybody's just going to just be exhausted and say, okay.
with no help.
I don't know if it's the whole nation we're talking about. I would
There'll be
like.
a lot of it.
Obviously, we're just going to go ahead and delete Paul for the next 2 minutes. He can listen. What do the rest of you guys think? Does Putin take the whole nation? Does Putin
Um. So I'll be honest with you. I have not.
totality of Ukraine?
So I'll be very honest with you. I have not been watching Ukraine as closely as I've been watching Cuba, but that's
That's the
more
whole
because
point.
I have. But I mean, I know for me, it's more because I have more of a relational stake in what's happening in Cuba because I have family who are
Right.
Puerto Rican Cuban mix and things like that. So
Sweetheart.
there's a bit more of a
But that's the whole point. This is our hemisphere. So of course that's true. The fact that anybody ever expected us to give 2 shits about that is what's off the charts nutty, along with 350 billion down the shitter. Sorry.
You're
All right.
kidding. It's not true. And it was just a game, money laundering game, anyways. And by the
Yeah.
way, Trad, we're done with redheads. We're going Puerto Rican now. So just to let you know.
just be careful with the knife.
Oh wait,
Be careful with the knives.
Edward likes the big booty Latinas.
Oh,
Oh my
right.
Listen,
God.
would you wait, Sean? Please reassure Angry that he'll still be able to get his Cuban cigars and those tasty sandwiches. I'm
Wait,
sure
time
Subway's going to
out.
open a franchise in
Time out.
Cuba with
time out.
Cuban
Yeah, I
sandwiches.
know. Time out on that one.
Time
All
out.
right.
Listen, once Cuba went communist and we're no longer able to procure good tobacco,
The cigars
their
went shitter.
cigars sucked.
hmm
Absolutely sucked. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, you think, oh, buy a Cuban cigar, and you're smoking something that tastes like a tire.
Right.
Yeah, no. Now,
Awful.
Cuban sandwiches, I will give you that on the Cuban sandwiches. I love me a damn Cuban sandwich. So good.
I don't even know what they are, but they sound good. And by the
A
way,
Cuban sandwich, think of like do you know what a panini is?
yeah, I think so. No, I
It's
really
like a pressed grilled. Okay, so it's essentially you take really good ham and cheese, and I believe there's something else in there, and I'm forgetting it. Was usually it's like it's essentially think of like an elevated ham and cheese sandwich that's been put
There's a
into a
lot of
panini
there's a
press
lot of
and
pickles. There's
grilled.
a lot of
Oh,
pickles in there
pickles
with
too.
vinegar and
That's what I
Yeah.
forgot. The pickles. Yeah. So it's essentially think a ham and cheese sandwich with pickles that's been pressed on a grill and it's got that nice torchy kind of taste to it. It's delicious. So good.
very good. Throw some tomatoes on that. I'll be interested.
Tommy,
It is.
what, you want fruit on your sandwich? You're weird.
That's not fruit.
Oh no, tomatoes are fruit. A tomato is a fruit.
Yeah.
Edward wants all the fruits in Ottawa.
Yeah.
Tomatoes are a fruit. It's got seeds. It's a fruit.
So they say, but there's always exceptions to the rule, which just proves that true.
So we had to circle. Paul served his 2-minute penalty.
Yeah, Paul.
Inside joke. So I want to get back to what I was talking about with Paul. I know I'm totally shifting gears with technology. And Palmer Luckey, I was talking with you about. He built 2 tanks to sell, as fully ready to go firefighting tanks on tracks that could go in and fight fires. And what Palmer Luckey said, the reason he failed at selling these 2 prototypes, he built the prototypes for to display for RFPs, right? To government, to local governments.
No, that's right.
So jump in there. What do you? And that was 6 years ago. Why do you think people keep fighting the robots?
So it's not so much the technology, Sean, as it is funding. So the government has funding that is broken down into sections, right? And they haven't come to grips fully with robotics and AI. So the lion's share of the funding is still what you and I know, is traditional funding for, these programs that are going on. But what we're seeing as time goes on, all of the things in my pipeline are getting pushed to the right because they are going to implement AI and robotics and some of this other stuff into their request for information or their sources sought or their RFPs.
Yeah, because we're already. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, jump in.
No, I was gonna say no on the Intel side. We're already starting to see jobs getting posted for people that do, intelligence analysts, but they want people with AI experience
With
now too,
AI
like people that know how to use AI.
Right, Trav.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's becoming the new big thing now. Is everybody's asking for some sort of AI experience now.
Yeah.
Well, that brings me to. Well, I want to do a little more on this, but this brings me to Grok Build. So I have access to Grok Build. It is something that will build software for you on the fly, and you can go as big as you want. And I said, hey, I want to design a Star Trek style game based off episodes from Star Trek Voyager. And he goes, okay, great. Tell me more. And I said, well, obviously make all the characters gingers. Anyways, it's my video game. And it starts building it and goes, well, I can tell you're on a Mac, so you have an M4 chip. I can program the game for your M4 chip on your Mac. And do you want me to proceed? And I just said yes. And about 1 minute later, it gave me a really rough, and said, hey, plug this into blah, 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 and then just hit run. And tell me if that's what you're looking for before I continue building. And I looked at it and said, well, yeah, that's sort of what I want. Let me redefine. So what we're not looking for here is coders anymore. We're looking for people who can prompt.
Yep.
Right? And say, no, actually, can you take the first season? And I said this because I was curious. Can you take the first season of Star Trek Voyager in the missions they went on and use that as episodes in the video game we are creating? And it goes, thinking, yes, I can. And starts, you can see the code start flying down the screen while I'm doing this. And I'm looking at it like, That's insane.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. Now,
Wow.
the only concern, and this was something my husband and I were talking about with AI. My only concern my husband has with AI involving intelligence is the fact that a lot of times or not a lot of times, sometimes the information that AI pops out could be wrong. And
Mhm.
so you're giving intelligence to people who are counting on this intelligence being accurate, and then it turns out the intelligence is completely manufactured. It's wrong, you know?
Agreed. No. Yeah, I've noticed that in quite a few things, by the way. Just not what you're talking about, but yes, it's. I can't believe where AI pulls its information from. There's got to be some other thing they can do to limit. I mean, quit going to places like I don't know Wikipedia, for example. It just I can't handle it. I can't stand it. Like, stop it already. Go to
Yeah, now don't get me wrong. I think it's a great idea. Yes, but there needs to be some things to essentially confirm and double check that the information we're getting from this
Mhm.
is not going to create a false flag or something that's going to completely set back whatever intelligence project is it's being used with.
Yep, I'm with you. I agree.
No, it's like Sean talks about it. It depends on what instance you're using. He turned me on to Claude as opposed to Chat GPT because
Yes.
Claude can think better,
Yep.
and he's right.
Hmm.
I mean, I have Claude instructions on how to deactivate an app, and it's right on point. And ChatGPT has no idea; it gives me bad information. Well, as often as not.
Well, and we're in the era of right iPhone versus Nokia.
Yeah.
That's the transition we're in right now with AI, and a lot of the AIs are Nokia. They're
Yeah,
indestructible, of course. Terminator building, possibly. And then you have the good iterations of AI, like Grok or Claude from Anthropic. I mean, so good that Elon Musk was willing to lease out the GPUs at Colossus One to Anthropic, and he said I spent 7 days talking to them before I made this decision.
John.
And I said yes.
I call John
Yeah.
Connor.
Angry wants to call John Connor. I'm
Uh,
shocked he hasn't tried to join us.
Well, hey, this whole the funny thing, angry Vulcan. The funny thing about called John Connor is who saved John and Sarah Connor. It was an AI.
Hmm.
It was.
So,
eh,
hey,
yeah.
look, you're telling me the T-100 or 1000 was not an AI that saved John and Sarah Connor? Edward?
I think Arnold was the T-100. I think that badass was a T-1000 that could melt through a street.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, geez.
Well, so one of them's Grok and one of them's ChatGPT.
right.
What do
Good
you want to do
comparison.
now?
Yeah.
Humans, what do you want to do now?
Hmm.
And humans, again, John, I will ask you, why the hell were you using the Terminator AI?
Because I thought Sarah Connor was attractive.
Well, she doesn't have red hair, so I'm with you on that.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
care. I love the transformation when she figured out her shit was going to hit the fan, and she went from you know
Yeah,
a
I see that.
Karen to a warrior. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
All
By
right.
the,
Here,
you
let,
No,
let me
know,
no,
see, let me
no,
see if I can
Edward, go ahead. Angry's
let,
I
still
gotta,
promising. I love that Angry's still here.
yeah,
let me
I
see if
gotta
I can
say
do
though,
it. Come with
one
me if you want to live.
good dog.
Well,
Get to the chopper. Get to the
Get
chopper.
a job. Get to the job. Yeah, I love that. I was gonna say that information's good. It's great. AI is great, but yeah, always one thing people misunderstand is what you do with the information. You can have all the
Hmm.
information you have, and yet the wisdom to use it in different ways no one thinks of, and that's where the AI industry is going to fall down, because that's where we have that term or word wisdom from. You how you use the information. AI is not going to be able to do the same thing that we can. I mean, my point is, put 35 people in the classroom. Teacher tells me to do one thing. 30 kids will do all the same thing. You got 5 kids that are going to do something right off the wall. You think, well, I never thought of that. Well, where'd that come from? And that's the problem I'm trying to say AI is confronted with, that humans can use information any way they want. AI cannot.
AGI will absolutely be more brilliant than any of us.
Yeah, for
And,
ridiculous.
Speaking of
and
speaking of
like
Not using it
this
accordingly, though.
community of 5 people right now talking online are all really intelligent people. AGI will
Well,
be much more brilliant.
as far
speaking of
as,
classrooms,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
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 no, no.
I
Jump
want
in
to
there
hear this.
because the classroom will be taught by a robot.
Yeah,
And the classroom won't look like a school building. The
and it
classroom
might
will be the
include
robot in your
it
house.
might include some of Angry's floppy disk.
So what I was going to say about the classroom thing is right now we with the way AI is being utilized by students right now, it is not doing them any favors. It really isn't, because we have students right now that are graduating from high school that can't read a simple sentence. There's been, and I've got to see if I can find the videos of it, but there's a young man that goes to, I believe it's like some sort of special magnet school or something like that. And he went around with a simple sentence, and the sentence was, the outfit silhouette that she's wearing was extraordinarily gauche. Okay. Anybody that can read basic English should be able to read something like that. The
Right.
problem was they were all getting hung up on the words silhouette, extraordinarily,
And go.
gauche. And I'm like, you're getting ready to graduate high school and you can't read the word silhouette?
Well,
I
to
mean,
me, there's no way to fix the public
No,
education system at this point, and I mentioned this to you, Trad Mom, is the
mhm,
only way to do it is to go Little House on the Prairie style,
mhm,
and put a Tesla Optimus robot in every American house, and
mhm.
let the Optimus robot care for and teach the children at specific age level, and just eliminate the public teaching
hey,
system. The
hey,
public
Tread
teaching
Mom.
system, by the way, has only been around for a little over 100 years. We used
Absolutely.
Tre- Tread Mom.
we used to Little House on the Prairie learn everything. So Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, they
They're
in
also, yeah, they were all self-taught.
all learned in the house.
Yeah.
Dear, I can tell you, 1993, 1994, I got the education of a lifetime. I lived up I lived up in Rockland County in New York. I mean, 2 blocks away from where Trump just visited. All right.
Mhm.
And my real estate taxes were already $6,000 a year. And I got half the house for twice the price. And I'd go to the supermarket and the milk was sour the day after the expiration date. I mean, you absolutely can't even imagine what those people put up with, but they think it's great. Okay. And they think their shit doesn't stink. But let me put it this way. There was a municipal election that came up for township supervisor. And as you would expect, the rhinos in New York tried to give the election to the Democrat. And an enterprising Italian man with buck teeth decided that he was going to form a write-in campaign and petitions, and he was going to shine a light on what was going on in the township. And he pointed out that in 1993, now remember, this is 33 years ago, as best I can calculate. I can't believe I'm this old. But We're spending $14,997 per student every educational year, including half-day kindergarten. Can you imagine what it is now?
No.
No matter how much money, and they were 47th in national test scores. No matter how much money you throw at this shit, it's not going to work. That's Sean's point. The fact is, if this summer vacation, if public schools just put up the out of business sign, we'd be better off as a nation because we'd figure out what to do. Because
Yep.
parents aren't going to let their kids go without an education,
That's
and they'd
right.
love to get that money back. I mean, that's a ridiculous amount of money.
Oh yeah,
Listen,
no,
Sean,
I completely, I don't disagree with you. I do not disagree with you on that. I think giving school choice, no matter where you're located, giving school choice as an option is the best case scenario because parents can choose to
the
do the at
unions
home
will,
thing. They can,
sweetie,
No,
the
no, no,
unions will never let it happen.
John, hold on. What everyone's not looking at is because we already have the technology. Palmer Lucky had the technology to put fires out 6 years ago. Everyone laughed at him. He has
Yep.
2 of those tanks sitting still in a
Sitting.
warehouse under a tarp. Hear me out. Hear me out.
I'm
It's
listening.
that as the technology we have is built out in mass production, we are a little house on the prairie. All the libertarians should absolutely love what I'm saying. You could just have your teacher live in your home. It's going to be an Optimus robot.
Well, Sean, I guarantee you, if that was 15,000 in 1993 in New York, you know what it is now. It's 50,000 if it's a dime. All right, per student.
I can lease an Optimus robot
That's what I
for
mean.
$100 a month.
And if you think that we can break the educational cartel, what I want to ask you is this, and nobody talks about this, and it pisses me off. Why are college students still forced to buy hardbound textbooks?
Well, you already know the answer to that.
I mean,
It's
can I
the
step in
same
on that one?
dad.
Can I step in
Jump
on
in.
that
Go on,
one?
babe.
Jump in.
Okay, I actually went to a school, believe it or not, went to a school that had an alternative for that. I went to a community college that you had three options for textbooks. You could get the physical textbook and buy it, and it's your textbook. You could rent the textbook and then just return it at the end of the school year. So essentially, it's like a library book that you return at the end of the school year, and you get, whatever you get, your money back. Or you could get it in, and keep in mind this was depending on if the book was available in digital form. You could get the digital form of the book and you could use that. Now obviously for the more modern classes, like all the technology classes and things like that, they had all those books digitally, so you could come
Of
into
course
school
they
with a
did.
Kindle and all your stuff.
Sweetie,
And
they had
even
them
certain,
back in 2000.
yeah, and they also had some of the English books and even some of the math books that
Yes.
were digital. So my school did have the option for it, depending upon what the course was. And so I will agree with you. Most colleges, yeah, you are still required to buy the actual hard book. But I am starting to see a little crack in the armor in that with schools that are now saying, oh, you can just rent the book and return it at the end of the school year, or you can get a digital copy of the book if the school has it, or not school, but if there is an actual digital copy of said book.
Where we're
Sean,
going,
go right ahead.
all right. So where we're going, so the entire education economy changes. Where we're going, and we're going there. And I've listed a couple of points in history showing you we're going there.
We're
But
going there.
we're going there, and all of this will be if ultimately it will be you pay by a token, and everyone goes, what, how dare you charge me for access to the thing I want to use? And I say stop. You're already using things you want to use. Your air conditioner's on right now. and it's hot out.
Not here.
All right, yeah, but you want to go flush the toilet. You pay for that. Like you're going to pay for this as a service, and here's where it'll look like. It'll be a lease. It'll be a lease. You're going to pay for the robots, and it will be infinitely cheap. It really will.
I
Unbelievable.
hear we're going there in your magical school bus.
Yeah, no, it's
That's why I was laughing.
right. Well, no, laugh away. Where we go
Good one.
is ultimately backwards by going forward, and that's. I had a conversation with Trad Mom
Mm-hmm.
a couple days ago, and it's like, no, we're going to go back to Little House on the Prairie by using
Absolutely.
future technology.
Why do you
And-
keep going?
And
Why do you
What?
keep going back
What?
to Little House on the Prairie? I don't get that. You mean the single?
okay,
room-
so
We're
It's
gonna go back to separatism. We're gonna go.
It's
yeah,
okay.
it is. It is. There's already, yeah, because there's already signs of it. There's already signs of it. A kind of people going sort of the separatist route. Not only that, but a lot of like I'll give this as an example. My daughter's generation. Okay, she's now 20 years old. She's married. Okay, and her goal right now, and this is her life goal, is that she and her husband to get themselves a little house, a little piece of land where their dog can run loose, and she wants to have 5 kids.
Yep.
5 kids. And she's not the only one. She's got a whole little group of girlfriends of hers that they all hang out together and they all talk about this. And they're all planning anywhere from on the low end, about 4 kids, all the way up to 7, depending upon which one you ask. Okay.
I've
And they're all
heard that-
planning on
I've heard that women actually enjoy having babies and raising them. I don't know what a concept, right?
Well, that's only the Puerto Ricans that actually enjoy that with the 7 kids.
Hey, careful there, careful there,
Yeah.
careful there.
That's some Hispanic
Wow.
roots. I mean, the Hispanics are notably communitarian and Catholic, and they believe in big Catholic families. So there you go, Trad Bob.
Actually, I should
I'm not Catholic though.
No, that's okay. Edward likes you better because you're not. Sorry.
Well, hold on, time
We've
out.
talked about that in the
I
past, by the way.
absolutely have to comment on that. So the Spanish world that was conquered
Mhm.
by who? The Spaniards, of course.
That's Spaniards, yeah.
And we could have some fun stories about the conquistadors, but I'm not going to get into that now.
I've just got one of my typical questions on that. I mean, I absolutely with what Cortez and those guys did to the
Cortez the Killer is an amazing
and threw
story.
people in volcanoes and all that shit. How the hell did English get to be the language of oppression? That's it's just
No, that all right. So hold on. Cortez the Killer versus the King of England, and who was going to conquer New America? It wasn't America at the time, and then you could also look at there was 13 colonies, and then there was Florida. Florida was
right.
Spanish.
And those were Moors. That was not a European colony, Sean. Anyway, there you go.
I totally agree. You and I should do one on just that.
Okay.
An hour and bring up some video and photos. Totally fine. But
I just saw the Taco Bell thing. I'm sorry. I'm laughing at the Taco Bell thing.
Angry's the star of the
Angry's
show
awesome.
here. This is
he's
hilarious.
totally Angry's been on the show, and he's welcome to come on the show anytime.
Angry, I've got.
He's
We should have him
more
on.
effective like this. I mean, they brought us authentic Mexican food called Taco Bell.
I've got. Speaking of Taco Bell, I've actually got one for you on that, Angry. So when my mother and father first got married, and they were living down in Kingsville, Texas, my mom came from New York City and moved down to Kingsville, Texas, to marry my dad. She had never, ever, ever seen a Taco Bell. Keep in mind, this is back in like the 1970s. Okay, Taco Bell didn't exist in New York yet. So when she came down to Corpus Christi, Kingville, Texas, and they got married, they're walking down the main street of Kingsville, and she sees this little this little building that's made out of like stucco, kind of like a adobe sort of looking building, and it's got a big bell sign on the front, and the sign says Taco Bell. And my mom sees it and goes, Taco Bell, like the phone company? Because in New York, it's the Bell Phone Company. And
Right.
so
New
she says
York.
to my dad, she goes, the Bell Phone, like the Bell Phone Company? He goes, yeah, Taco Bell is a Mexican phone company.
And
And
it's
they
not even
decided to
Mexican. It's so
make a run for
Americanized.
the border. Yeah.
He told her it was a Mexican phone company. She believed him. She actually did believe him for a little while. The only reason she figured out the truth was because my dad's buddy Mario came by later that evening. And she told him, oh, your people must be so proud of your phone, because he was Mexican. Your people must be
She
so
thought,
proud of your phone company. And he
well,
goes, our
she
phone
thought,
company? She goes, yeah, Taco Bell.
she thought she thought Bell Atlantic was a sister company to Taco Bell. Yeah.
All right, so we're obviously running a little long, but that's okay. We will close it out soon for everybody that needs. I don't know. Well, yeah, I see one that wants to go. No problems. But when you get into the Spanish and the English, and you look at America as a total continent, it gets interesting because you got the Mexican War, you got there's all kinds of things that are happening. What are the Spanish? And the Spanish even helped fund secretly the American Revolution. Why would they not? Why would they not want to put down the English Empire secretly,
Well, yeah, they
right? And
hated
let
it.
the Americans
Yeah.
do it.
Don't
Well,
forget,
and technically, they weren't even Americans; they were just British colonists.
don't forget France.
Yeah, but they hated the British, of course, because the British sunk all their galleons with their gold. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, they were not big fans of Sir Francis Drake. I mean, the most legendary pirate on the high seas, right? He made Jack Sparrow look like a piker.
Correct.
Cortez the Killer had songs written about him, right? I
Yeah.
don't remember anybody else getting songs written about them.
Not that we
No,
know of.
I mean, the
Not
son of a bitch
Spanish.
made it all the way to the West Coast. I mean, he went all the way around South Africa, South America, up to the side. Who
I'm
needs to
sorry.
know,
I
man?
just
I'm
I
a
just
fucking
read that message.
conquistador.
What's this? What did you see?
And in the chat, it says, "Oh my God, the Spanish is bad, but I know exactly what he was talking about." ¿Dónde están los bonita? God, eh,
With big
I'm
Gigi.
Sean,
with big chichis.
angry is dominating this podcast. You know that.
Because it's funny.
Yeah,
Same way
you
as
threw
I
in the
did on
comment.
trivia.
Seriously angry, you had to throw in a comment about the chichis. Really?
All right, translate for us.
What what chichis is?
I think you
No,
already know.
no. What, the other comment.
We know what
you made.
coochie is.
Okay,
Tell us
so
about chichis.
okay, yeah, chichis is the boobs, the boo-boos.
Oh, yeah. No, the
Okay,
other
so it's
comment.
up a little
Yeah.
higher.
So
Okay.
don está la bonita? Bonita is beautiful. This is beautiful. Okay, I'm actually not sure. Yes, it is. Yes, I'm angry. I know it's boobies. I just said
Beautiful
boobies.
boobies, right? She's trying to
know what
talk.
boobies
She's trying
are.
to talk around it.
I'm-
Angry.
I'm trying to translate the rest of it because
Yeah,
that's where
I
it's
wanna hear the rest
Oh,
of that.
okay. All right.
yeah, bonita. So bonita is beautiful. I do know that. I here's the thing. I don't fully speak Spanish. I'm Puerto Rican, but I speak mostly English and a little bit of Japanese.
They all have a certain appeal, don't they, Edward?
Which part? The Puerto Ricans, you mean?
No, boobies.
Well, yeah, of course they
Come on, Edward.
because we don't have them. That's why they're appealing. Now, why don't Puerto Ricans speak Spanish if that's all they spoke in?
Oh no. We they speak Spanish. I don't personally speak Spanish.
Oh, okay, I get you now. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't personally speak it. I grew up in a household where English was the predominant language. My mother and father could speak Spanish and English, but they didn't see the need in encouraging us to speak Spanish in the house when Spanish was not being used in school. English was being used in school.
Yeah.
So I know smidgens here and there of Spanish, and I'm personally teaching myself Japanese right now because I do a lot of trips and
Japanese.
stuff like that over in Japan. But,
She's
oh, sorry,
turning
Sean.
Japanese. She really thinks so. Anyway,
I have one more thing. If you guys all have a moment to do it,
one more
I have one more thing.
One more what?
One more
moment.
thing.
One more thing.
When do we impeach Ketanji Brown Jackson?
Right now.
Now,
Right now.
if we're able to do it, it will be next
We are
year.
absolutely, Congress is absolutely able to constitutionally impeach a SCOTUS.
Sean, don't give me that nonsense. Congress is absolutely able to defund the DC circuit, which would be much easier, right? They have no interest in. Look, you're going to get me ranting for a half an hour, and I don't want to
No,
do that.
that's the last thing. Let's do it.
No,
Ketanji
I
Brown
mean, but
Jackson,
the
let's go.
point
You guys
is
go ahead.
that
I'm gonna go eat
you
now.
understand. We've just
Yeah, I
discovered that
actually.
1/3 of all federal spending is fraud. We've established that now. Nick Shirley has established that now. And you watch that little four-eyed shit weasel, Mike Johnson, is going to push through a spending bill that funds all of it. So save me the shit about the courage to impeach Jackson or Boasberg or whoever heretic or traitor that we're talking about. All right?
Al Green. Yeah, I'm glad he got rid of that guy. Yeah, no,
They
I
don't
would.
have
Yeah.
the balls.
But you know
I
what?
do have. Sorry, I have to say goodnight because I have Japanese curry waiting for me
Oh,
downstairs.
nice.
Absolutely.
I have to eat myself. I haven't even eaten yet. I just got home and
Oh,
turned this on. And here I am.
he's wasting away up there. They've got him on mutton and cream.
Oh
All
gosh.
right, let's close it out.
All right,
Hey,
gentlemen.
listen, the light beer worked kind of, but it wore off a little.
Whatever. If you want to fire another something up later, we can totally do that.
All right.
But, let's fire this out. Let's get everybody out like we promised to get them out around an hour. Let's
All right.
go.
Yeah.